erase that. Let's start again.
You can see my confusion as when you started, because I'm looking at our outline and I'm literally taking in a big breath about to start talking about birthday parties.
Yeah.
And you launch into something that's not in the outline.
Completely. I'm just keeping you on your toes, David F. M. Vaughn.
This is Gaytriarchs.
So before you get started, I was at a party recently, and basically the paparazzi came after me because of what? Gaytriarchs.
Come on. We have one listener.
I know, but now we have two. I mean, they're sisters. So does that count? Is that almost more like one?
That counts as two. Yeah, they pay two sets of income taxes. Like they're considered two legal entities.
It was very exciting. They came up to me and they let me know that they have been our longtime listeners. And one of the sisters in particular said, "I just caught up last week." And it was very exciting. One is gay, one is not, but they're both like big fans of the show, and that was
so we can no longer say our listener. We have to now say listeners.
It's going to have to include Amy and Betsy. Yeah, listener plus Amy and Betsy. Now we listeners with names. So, but it was gratifying because they were fans. So shout out to Amy and Betsy. Thank you for letting me know that we are not just speaking out into the ether.
What are we going to do with this newfound fame and wealth? Legitimately unsure of what we should do. I know what I'm going to do with my newfound wealth.
Do tell.
I'm going to spend it on fucking birthday parties.
Oh, do tell.
So last week I mentioned my something great for last week for our back to school episode was my son recently turned 5. Mm-hmm. And that's really cool and great and whatever.
Totally.
But
it feels like a milestone. 5 is a milestone. It's
a big milestone. But what I left out was the fact that I had to pay for and throw a children's birthday party. And we talked a little bit about this. We're going to be revisiting some old topics. But
we've been talking birthday parties are an ongoing conversation, obviously.
It's an ongoing conversation, but you forget, you get lulled into, you go to every weekend as a birthday party. If you have kids in daycare or in kindergarten, every single weekend is somebody's birthday party. And it's the same 3 places in your town. And you forget until it's your turn to throw one, how goddamn expensive they are.
Yeah.
So they all say, $3.99 for a birthday party up to 10 people. But it's when you walk out the door and you pay the bill, you forget that you're paying $30, $40 a head. And that doesn't include cake, which is an upcharge. It is just, so I had a friend who came up to me afterwards, and we have this kind of relationship, but she came up to me after the party. She goes, "Thank you so much for inviting us and paying $1,000 so we could slide down the same slide we slide down every week." And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. And my son got 40 gifts, 39 of which we're going to, return back to Target. And so I have no solution here other than before you get to the parties where it's like your kids' actual friends, where it's like 5 people in the backyard.
Yeah.
It's $1,000 to turn 5.
Yeah.
It's $1,000.
But when is somebody going to be, have that strength of character to say, no, I am not going to do this? Actually, I think
Don't look at me for strength of character.
Of course. I mean, you saw my eyes went away from the screen as I was asking that. And I was reflecting because it's certainly not my strength of character, but there definitely are parents out there who are just like, we don't need to be in this rat race. I mean, let's face it, you know who you are as a parent. You're grounded as a person with no certain sense of character, of course. But also, we do this to keep up with the Joneses. We kind of think we are failing our kids if we don't go into the full child birthday industrial complex. And so we're keeping up with Joneses, and eventually we need to find that strength of character to say the Joneses suck. So,
but you could just look at your kids and be like, they're just running around like they're running around on the playground every weekend with their friends anyway. Yeah. Why do we need to do it this way?
For a couple of years, my son wanted now he's a soccer fiend, but at the beginning of his soccer fiendom, he just wanted to have a birthday at a playground, just a playground with some balloons on a picnic table. And he was thrilled. And I was like, this is awesome. Now, let me just tell you, my daughter has made up for that tenfold for sure.
So in keeping with our theme of revisiting old topics, I wanted to revisit a topic for any of our new listener out there who did
and
not
Amy
hear
and Betsy.
Yes, who did not hear this episode. I recently did 3 trips with my kids. We
That's
flew to 3
a
different
lot.
destinations to visit with some family. It was a lot. And I was just thinking as I was going through the airport or being on a plane or having a blowout in the bathroom or sleeping in different locations, I was like, we should revisit this topic because I know summer is over now, but traveling for the holidays and everything, when you travel with kids, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way.
Yeah, but nobody has figured it out. I mean, this is talk about the parental industrial complex. Mommy blogs and daddy blogs and gay dad podcasts center on how the hell to travel without, putting a bullet through your brain.
Yeah. So I'm just going to give you my personal hacks of what. Now, again, I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. Yeah. These are things that I have now done the past 3 times and have worked and that I think could help everyone. But if not, sorry, you're on your own. Good luck to you. So one of them is I am always like, get me on the plane as early as possible because I want to make sure I have overhead room and all that kind of stuff. When traveling with the kids, if you don't have like something you have to put up above, like if you're just coming on with your backpack and stuff, swoop in at the last fucking second. Because to me, the worst time when you have kids on a plane is when you're on the plane but not moving. Yeah. Because the kids don't understand, why are we sitting here? What are we doing? I feel like when you're flying in the air, the whole like, I don't want to be here tantrum kind of goes away. But when you're on the tarmac, they're like, what the fuck are we doing here? Let's move, people. So my first hack is get on the plane at the last possible second, unless you need that overhead room.
Yeah, despite the fact that, of course, the airlines all say families with small children.
Ignore that.
Agreed.
Totally ignore that.
Of course, I ignore that in life too, because I'm like a 2-year-old. I don't want to sit on a plane that's not moving either. So I'm all about like waiting for them to basically call my name, be like, oh, this is my personal invitation to board flight 572 to Peoria.
Gavin's also got the body of a 2-year-old. He's like all torso. Do you know what I mean? Tiny little penis, all torso. The other thing is, and again, if you've heard these hacks before, delete this podcast. But one is if you have, games or coloring books or iPads or whatever the things are, more of smaller things is better. It's same with snacks. More of smaller things is better than a lot of one thing. So you're like, oh, I have an iPad. He's got 100 apps on there. Yeah. He's going to get really bored with that after 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. So having an iPad, one coloring book, one sticker chart, one thing, having 5 things that you can bring out kind of renews the excitement.
Agreed.
And it's the same thing with snacks. Not a giant bag of pretzels, a little bag of pretzels, a little bag of
Cheerios,
apples.
some goldfish,
exactly. Because it all feels new and exciting. End of list. I have no other hacks for
just
you.
A 1 and a 2.
A 1 and a 2. Because here's the thing. Traveling with kids is just really fucking hard.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I have one more. I just realized. So we're a family of 4. 2 dads and 2 kids. And so most planes I feel like are 3 and 3. Mm-hmm. And so we're always like, where do we go? I think.
Who's your favorite child at this point?
Correct.
Who do I want to dump onto my partner?
Exactly. I think the better way to do it is to do 2 and then 2 behind. Because then it's 1 parent, 1 kid, but the nonstop passing shit back and forth is so much easier when you have aisle middle or middle window, because then you have a direct line back and forth. And also you put the kid who kicks the seat in the back one. So you're just kicking the other kid's seat. Doing 3 in 1, I think, is not possible, because then you have one partner who's on vacation and another partner who resents them.
I swear the way we always did it was one partner got to be on vacation in one direction, and then you traded on the way back. And ultimately that we put the kids together so that they could kind of commiserate and they entertained each other. But you're right. The kicking factor, that's a very conscientious, there's strength of character right there, Mr.
Yeah, I do have strength of character. But I also think what you're suggesting is probably for slightly older children. My kids don't entertain each other. They annoy each other. Kind of like you and I. We don't entertain each other. We just annoy each other. Well said. You know what else is annoying?
Speaking of annoying.
Our top 3 list.
Gaytriarchs top 3 list. 3, 2, 1.
So you guys don't know what the top 3 list is this week, because last week we didn't have a top 3 list.
Boy, you do a great job of keeping track of things like that. Thank God for you, David F. M. Bond.
So this week, I've decided is my week, like most weeks of the year. And this week we are doing the top 3 ways you are MAGA. How are you just MAGA all the way? So,
I mean, how much time do we have? Because got a few here.
I love it. All right. So at number 3 for me, tailgating. I fucking
Oh.
love some tailgating. I know that's
Yeah,
not
sure.
technically MAGA, but I'm thinking of like Trump rally parking lot MAGA, where there's
Yeah.
like football and there's grilling and there's lots of drinking and cheering and your best friends with the truck next to you. I fucking love that whole culture. I am totally MAGA for that. Number 2, I am through and through a hypocrite. Don't do as I do as I say, right? I am a hypocrite through and through. Why don't you eat healthier while I'm stuffing down nachos in the backseat of a Ford Tempo? So number 2, I'm a hypocrite. Number one reason I am MAGA through and through: plastic straws. I want my plastic straws back. I love plastic straws. I hate sea turtles. I want to drink my Wendy's iced tea with my big, fat, red plastic straw.
Excellent. I wasn't expecting this topic to bring up so many relatable items, but the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, well, hell. For example, for me, number 3, I love American rock / country. I don't think it's really country. I think this is more American rock.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even really hate Kid Rock. It's trashy, but I love like being that guy down on a dance floor in the middle of an afternoon at a country music festival. That's my jam. I can get into that. So I'm totally MAGA for American rock / country.
Yeah.
Number 2, I hate irony, nuance, and humor.
Yes.
Number 1, I also love MAGA drag. I love themed t-shirts. I love red lipstick. I love big ass flags that just let you fly your freak flag, and all of the pomp and circumstance and pageantry. I'm here for that.
You love the theater of it all. You just love the theater of it all. Yeah.
Just like MAGA heads, I love the theater, which frankly, there's a whole mask going on there. So I'm here for the MAGA drag.
I also love like taking one stupid joke like Let's Go Brandon and driving it into the ground. I mean, that's this entire show. We're what are we on? Episode 78 or something today?
Of the same joke.
Basically. Over and
or
over.
Or the same rant, at least.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. What's next week?
So next week, since September is right around the corner, I'm very conflicted about September. My birthday is in September.
Ooh.
I do not consider September a fall month. I consider it still, the end of summer and my birthday. And well, what more do I need to say beyond that? However, I think corporate America absolutely turns September into the beginning of fall. And suddenly, Target, as we all know, corporate America leans into all of the holidays way too soon. But, stores already have Christmas shit out. But it's just the summer it's the season of pumpkin spice lattes and all that are fucking annoying about pumpkin spice latte vibes. So I want to know the 3 ways that you are most annoyed by #PSL vibes.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, there's obviously a better way to say it, a cleaner, more interesting journalistic way of saying that. But the way you said it also works.
Asshole.
Okay, so our next guest is a writer, a writing coach, a wife, a mom, and also the founder of Dowel Cakes, which coincidentally was also my Grindr handle for a long time. Please welcome to the show, Joanne Spataro.
Joanne!
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you for getting up what feels still like a nice, fresh Friday morning, and you look like $1,000,000, but have you been looking this way for 4 hours, or is this just
Absolutely not. No, you guys actually really got lucky with me today because I got my hair blown out a couple days ago, and I was like, you know what? It's going to last through this interview, and they're going to think my hair
amazing
always looks like this.
Interesting. Gavin just got his back blown out a couple days ago.
Did.
So he's doing well too.
I've been sitting in this seat for 4 days now.
Wait, so before we get into things, tell us, how has your kid annoyed you today?
Well, honestly, trying to get on this podcast, I was like, I gotta go. And my wife, Laura, was in the bathroom for like 80 years. And I'm like, I have to go. I can't get interrupted. Can you guys get it together? They don't care. They do not care.
Oh my God. It's just, and my son also just turned 5. And there's just this newfound you can go fuck yourself vibe where they think they can just be like, no, I'm not going to school. But it's said in a different way where like they feel like they've got like prison to like back them up. Do you know what I mean? Like they've served time. I'm like, what are you doing? You're 5 fucking years old and you're standing up to me. Ugh.
It's very odd to me, but the reason I was almost late to this is I had to dress her doll. She is an American Girl doll named Debeh, and that is Debeh. That's Debeh, please, because
okay, and obviously she named the American Girl doll.
Yes, because originally her name was Debbie, and then after a couple of pink martinis at the American Girl Doll Cafe, she gave her a hug and said, "I love you, Debeh." And I was like, "That's it."
That's
wow,
fantastic.
That's it, Debeh.
Oh my God, you have. I mean, I wouldn't have necessarily pegged you for an American Girl doll family, but then again, kids want what they want, and we want to raise our kids to be woke and progressive and whatnot. And we don't exactly think of the American Girl doll experience as being woke and progressive, but shit, kids want what they want, right?
Well, this is where Debeh comes in. I mean, listen, she is a doll that came with no name. It wasn't like she was part of some kind of legacy. She showed up as like one of the modern ones. So we could kind of do whatever we wanted with her. And once I knew that I could enjoy the American Girl Doll Cafe, i.e. pink martinis or whatever they have, I don't know what it is. I just drink it. I was like, this is hysterical. So now it's become like our gay Christmas tradition. We go to the American Girl Doll Cafe. We take Debeh. You can take, I don't know if you know this, but you can take some of those dolls that they already have and dine with them. So Debeh will get some of her buddies, so she sees them only once a year, and we just have a good old time.
But wait, are you? The whole family is sitting around a table with dolls, and you are drinking alcohol.
Yes, absolutely.
This is Gavin's wet dream. Are you kidding me? He's foaming at the mouth right now, thinking I get to bring my kids around.
Frankly,
an alcoholic
I don't want my
environment.
kids there. I just want to drink a martini and talk to some dolls and scroll on my phone.
I so want to see this middle-aged man drinking pink martinis by himself at the American Girl doll.
I would lean into it.
Dragged out in handcuffs.
Come with us.
Okay, so you're a writer. Tell us more about you and your kind of writing career. Sorry, I'm literally grabbing fruit flies out of the air. My house is filled with them right now and I hate it. Anyway, sorry.
Yep.
Tell us about your writing.
Yes. So I started as a teen movie critic for a paper. Yeah. For the Charlotte Observer.
Amazing.
When I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. I did that for 4 years till I aged out, which is 17 years old. I was, just Nowheresville. I was really lost at that time, but I loved it. I used to bake brownies for the movie ticket guy, Archie, so I could get in for the free movies because the paper didn't pay for my ticket, which is So Archie was this ancient, lovely man, and he would just let me go watch the movies. So that was the start of my career. And after that, I did freelance work. I belly danced for a little while because that's
what writers do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Research. And then I was a paralegal for 10 years, which that is a whole other podcast. Like, what was I thinking? And then after that, I've written for the New York Times, The Advocate. I've written for Huffington Post. And then I wrote a book in 2021 called Preconceptions.
Yes.
Okay. And so the book is largely about kind of how you came to parentage. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
So tell us a little bit about how, because you're on Gaytriarchs, so you're obviously a very special person. Tell us, how did you become a parent?
Well, I always envisioned that somehow I would fall in love with a woman and we would magically have a child that was both biologically ours. I was looking at these articles on lab rats that were, they could smash 2 eggs together. And I was like,
sure. Could
this happen in my lifetime? And it was we are 50 to 100 years out on this. And I was like, oh, darn, I'm just going to miss it. So just a little bit. And so I always wanted one daughter, a glamorous child. And that's in the book too. I confide in my friends, I want this glamorous doll baby. And they just laugh at me. And it made me sad. I was like, well, no, that's something I really want. I really want to have one child. And so the book talks about how I met my now wife, Laura, and we just had a great first date. And then she said on our first date that she was a trans woman. And I was like, my first thought was the most lesbian U-Haul moment you could ever have.
Oh, I can't wait.
Because it wasn't just moving in together. It was wait, I could have a child with this person.
Wow, that is taking it another level for sure.
I was assuming you were talking about cats or something. No, you're talking about my dream of having these 2 women having a biological child can be true.
I'm like, wait,
you manifested that shit. That's amazing.
how this doesn't happen? I don't know anybody else who's done this shit that I did. I was like, here it is. And so it worked out, which is good.
That is amazing. So when did you guys meet on like a dating app or something?
We did. We met on Tinder.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And so this is something and if this is out of bounds, please stop me. But I'm curious as like, did she, maybe this is a Laura question, but like, did she have any sort of like, when should I bring this out? Should I put it on my dating profile? Should I not? As to like, some people, I think it doesn't matter if you're a trans woman or not. And some people, it's a big fucking deal, right? We're talking about like the genitalia is different. And some people are dick monsters like Gavin. And some people are open to different things. So tell us a little bit about that. Like, what did it feel like that was the right time to hear that?
Sure. I love hearing dick monsters before 11 a.m.
Yeah.
First off.
First. That's what we're here for.
I love that. It's bringing me life. So when I first saw her profile, it didn't say anything like that. I just thought she was hot. I'm superficial. I was like, here's a hot lady.
Same.
You came to the right place.
You're amongst good company. Yeah.
God, good. I was like, she's hot. Let's go out. And so when I first saw her profile, I was like, listen, let's just cut the bullshit. Let's not keep talking. Let's just meet tonight. Like, let's go somewhere. And so
such a lesbian.
I know.
I love it.
Hopelessly lesbian. And so I was like,
let's sign a lease together. Yeah.
Hey, should we like share money? So anyway, and she's like, sure. And I kind of tricked her though. I was like, I'm going to go out and listen to jazz tonight by myself. Like, maybe you want to come along. And it's like, no, I was very comfortable being in my pizza onesie eating nachos. Like, that was not something I do. But I'm glad we did it. So we meet up and she starts talking about that she was at the time working on a comic about a trans woman. And so to my journalistic side came out going, that's a very specific thing to work on if maybe you don't have the experience. So I just sort of gently was like, oh, what made you want to write that? And she said, I just did. And I'm like, cool, whatever, Well, it'll shake out. I'm not worried. Right. And then later on that evening, she revealed to me, oh, I'm a trans woman, and I was like, hey, that's cool. And she had a really cool backstory. Like, Laura's kind of like this superhero. Like, she can like kick ass. She like was, her physicality is wild. Like me, I'm like, let's have a slice of cake. And she's like, you want to do cartwheels? I'm like, what are you talking about? This probably what keeps me thin is just her going, that's too much cake. Or, we balance each other out. But so when that happened, it was like, oh, this is cool. Like, it didn't occur to me as something that I'd even be an issue. I was just like, she's hot. I'm in. Like, who cares?
That's fantastic. And it's clear that you also have your own superpowers too. I mean, obviously Laura was attracted to you and you have also jumped around from so many different careers, including belly dancer, which also sounds like that seems like a podcast in and of itself. But then may I ask, how did you get to dowel cakes then? That brings us up to what you're doing now.
So, well, listen, children, right? Children change you. And my daughter needed something for her 50th day of 3K. And it was like, the theme was the 50s.
Oh my God. Now, wait. I got to stop you there. This is getting out of control.
It's out of fucking control. You already have the 100th day where everyone dresses as old people.
That was enough. Must we really, is it because our kids don't have the brain capacity to go from 50 to 100? I think David's 2-year-old has the capacity to get to 100. I mean, honestly.
It's too many things. Our daycare calendar, which is on the fridge, every day has like 3 different, like, it's National fucking Bullshit Day. And you're like, what are we doing here?
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, bring your bullshit to work day. Yeah, I know, it's just stupid. And so that's how I was feeling. I was like, this is stupid. First of all, why 50th day? Also, the 50s weren't so great for lots of people. Why are we talking about this like it's men? Why? And so I was like, I'm not doing poodle skirts. I'm not doing this crap. I am going to make a doll cake, which I had never made before. It was my first time. And I said, I'm going to make it as a baked Alaska because that was popular in the 50s, just to really get at them, which
sure.
That's the way to really get at people, right? Make a baked Alaska Barbie cake.
Oh yeah, you changed lives by really sticking it to them without a doubt with your ironic baked Alaska doll cake.
Right. So I make this cake, and mind you, it's a couple days before Thanksgiving, and I'm still doing this craziness. My man nanny, I was like, "Do you have a blowtorch? I need to like blow the shit out of this baked Alaska."
Okay.
And so he shows up with a blowtorch. I don't ask why he has one. I'm like, I'm glad you brought it. And he does that, and then I carry it for 30 minutes to her 3K. And Baked Alaska is only supposed to last 30 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Really?
And it, like a miracle, like a religious miracle. I'm not religious. Shows up at the day. It's perfect. And the kids go crazy. And
oh, man.
I thought, this is pretty neat. And then I thought, what if they were smaller? What if they're like really little? And I found this kid on Etsy just scrolling while I was my daughter's shower butler, which I'm sure everybody knows. Like, you're just sitting there and they're taking the bath and, you know, you just...
You just have to be near them. Yeah.
So I'm in shower butler duty and I'm looking through Etsy and they had these Tweety, cute little dolls from the 70s that were just torsos, like just little pics. And they came with a pan. And I'm like, these are funny. So I bought the pan, best $44 I ever spent, and I just start playing around with it. And I did this absolutely psycho Valentine party for my daughter and her cousin because they're besties. And it was just like, I did marzipan, princess cakes, pink, red. Laura, for some reason, started a bubble machine, and it was like a Lawrence Welk moment where they were like, like they were.
I'm Janice. Yeah.
And they were on their little stand. I bought a stand that was like this gradient. It looked like they were coming downstairs. Like, I completely lost my mind.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, this is another level of overparenting like a gay man, frankly. Like, this is, you did this all for the Instagram, but we applaud you for it. You've turned it into a business. Right.
And then so I was like, wait, why am I not, like, people wanted this. It turned out it was, so I did a pop-up. Sophie Turner was one of my first buyers. I didn't even know it was her. Yeah.
Wow.
She was, Joe Jonas was sort of creeping around the edges. I was like, okay. And then I just kept doing pop-ups and it just kept growing and growing and growing. And the big moment for us was I made a doll cake for Whoopi Goldberg that she brought on The View and was all through Hot Topics.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing. Now, so wait a minute. Are you and Whoopi like still in contact?
Oh, yeah. We follow each other on Instagram. I met her on her book tour. She's the best. Like, I mean, everything you could hope. She's really cool.
Oh, I would imagine that she's a celebrity who does not disappoint. I would certainly imagine. Now,
she's so kind.
Can I ask, can you let a little secret into those who are entrepreneurs who are trying to get their ideas, their creations, their passions into the hands of famous people? Like, what was your secret to get it to Whoopi Goldberg?
I know. I got lucky with that. We happened to have a mutual friend / connection.
Use that. Yeah.
But you know what I would say to people is nurture your contacts. You don't know who's going to give you the break. So really kind of be interested in people and listen and really genuinely care. I feel that's how Doll Cakes has been going, is that people have hopped along the ride and they've sort of joyfully done it. And I think it's because the message we have is that Doll Cakes are for everyone. We are sort of in the memory making business. That's another reason I love it, is that as parents, I feel like we lose sight of things because like, we're just like kids. I need to do my hair or like, you know, like I wanted to make something that was fun. I wanted to make something that was delicious, something that now we're rolling out our holiday line. We have a kit that you can actually order from anywhere in the US and do it at home. You know, gingerbread houses to me are just kind of straight. Like, they don't taste good.
Absolutely.
You put them together.
Straight people do not taste good. I can tell you that right now.
But the Doll Cakes kit is something you can make with your big gay family, and it's delicious. It's campy. It's fun. It's a delight. So that's kind of why I do it.
Okay, so I have a bone to pick with you about this. So you are suggesting that I bake with my children. What sort of monster are you? Because I have tried that. I love to bake. I love to make things for people, but I don't want you in my kitchen. I don't want you messing things up. And of course, my kids want to like scoop the flour, but then they're like, oh, look over there. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe it's my type A, but it makes me crazy. So what I've learned, my trick, and now I don't have your wonderful kit, but I have learned that like, let them do stuff that's like set up for them. So I'm like, I have everything ready. You just have to stir the vanilla in, and then they feel like they helped cook. But the idea of them being there when I have to measure flour fills me with such dread. I can't even tell you.
Well, listen, the kit is literally made for you because everything's measured. Okay.
Oh, look at
Perfect.
that.
Done.
You don't even have to think, which, you know.
Sold.
That's great.
It's all measured. All the kids have to do is you just put it in a bowl. You add 1 or 2 tablespoons of butter with a whisk. They can do it with a whisk. They don't even need and you put it in the oven. They go get distracted, take it out, let it cool. And then they dollop the frosting, which is included on there, included sprinkles, included doll. It's like, I've done this with my own daughter, and I'm not filled with rage, so it works.
That's amazing.
Before we go on though, also I want to click on something. This is going to make David's head spin, but
here we go. Let's say gratitude,
in the vein of gratitude. I love what you said earlier about in reference to nurturing your contacts and cultivating friendships and being an open person. And basically it reminds me of like what we all just want our kids to do, which is just don't be an asshole. Like you'll be a success in life. You will nurture connections. You will get where you want to go if you're just not an asshole. And so just don't be an asshole. And that's parenting advice I can certainly get behind, whether or not cakes are involved. But in this case, it's even better.
No.
Okay, enough about that. Let's go back to parenting and all the fun, disgusting stories. But I want to, you had mentioned to me when we did our pre-interview about like you had a story about going through fertility with a trans wife. So tell me about that. Because I'm curious, because I want to know, every single disgust. I want to read everyone's my chart. Do you know what I mean? Like I want a level of detail on everyone's life that is so out of bounds. But anyway, let's not go there. But tell me how bringing a child into the world with a trans wife went.
Sure. So, the way to do it is poor Laura, she had to get off of her estrogen therapy for 1.5 years. And that's pretty unheard of, without naming too many names. But there are a lot of other trans women who are very famous, have lots of dough, all of this. And I was watching how they could not do that because it causes a lot of dysphoria. And, so it's for good reason. It's a reason people don't do that. And the reason I had written my Times article about, preserving your fertility before you go through any kind of medical transition, to just even consider it, like to have medical professionals say, hey, do you want to, freeze anything before we keep going? I think is so important because then Laura and I would have not had that trouble, right? We maybe would have made a few embryos and called it a day or something. I don't know. But anyway, so she got off of her estrogen, and we were at that time also moving from Charlotte, North Carolina to New York City, which is enough, right? That is enough stress.
That's a lot.
Right? So we're doing that, and she's starting to like not feel like herself. And it was really sad because I watched her turn into somebody else, like in the sense of she was always very upset. She was very drawn, and that sort of carefree, fun personality was done. The way I describe it to cis people who kind of like are like, what is it like? The way I've observed it and seen it is like, imagine you don't do anything to take care of yourself, like, and you do that for 1.5 years. You're going to like be a jerk. You're going to be angry. You're going to have a hard time. And that's what I noticed with her, and sort of the rock bottom of it, which is in the book too, is we were at this trans cabaret night at the Duplex in the West Village. And there was a trans woman performing, and she was singing, I've Got You Under My Skin. And she takes a syringe, which, for those who don't know, that's how a lot of trans women take their estrogen, right? They put it they shoot it into their leg. She goes and does it on stage, which was the only thing Laura wanted to do. Right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
And so she just, of course, storms out of there. For context, it's Cinco de Mayo. Laura is half Mexican, so it's all these white people wearing sombreros. So it's like,
oh man,
that's a lot of triggers. That's a lot of triggers in one night.
It's a nightmare scenario. And she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna rip their sombrero off their fucking head," And I'm like, "Ah!" And so I was like, "Stop doing this! I know it's bad. They shouldn't be doing this. Let's like calm down." And it was just that was our scariest moment. And I moments I was like, just get back on the estrogen. I really want a child with you, but like this is so not worth it. Like I don't want you to lose yourself. I don't want you.
And is she having to like check in with a doctor every couple of weeks to see when she was ready to produce again? Like what were you, was there a specific timeline you were waiting for?
Well, this is pretty funny. So then time came to see how much sperm was there, right? Yeah. And we go into. So she's a veteran too, right? So we go into the veterans hospital. They're blaring Fox News, right? So you think, oh, this is going to be scary. They're bouncing us from gynecology to urology, right? That's like, where do we go? Right? Then we get into this. This is just ridiculous. So we go down this little hall, and she's just going to give her sample. And we hear the strains of Luck Be a Lady.
Okay.
Look, and it's like playing in like a siren song. We go in, and there's this gorgeous little man, and he's just like, just need your sample. And he had Halloween nails. I'll never forget the Halloween nails. It was that time of year, and he's just like, just need this. He gives her the little cup of the bag. Good luck.
Yep. That's how it goes.
Right. And it just was such a like mind fuck to be at the VA, the Fox
Yeah.
News. I'm
Yeah.
with this lovely man who is family. And I'm like, this is how you make a family when you're gay.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a
it's
lot
just-
to unpack there. A lot of layers
There's-
observed by a writer, for sure.
Yeah. And so the end of it is we thought we were going to have to do IVF, right? We thought we were going to do that. And then we just kept getting angrier and angrier at each other. And then we must have like had sex at some point. I don't really remember. And I was like, okay, whatever. I go on an assignment for Vice to the Bahamas. And we were like really fighting at this point. Like, I didn't know we were going to make it. Because just the hormones, the whole thing. It was not. Look, I'm in the Bahamas doing a story on is conch meat an aphrodisiac?
Okay. Okay.
Well, is it?
Okay.
It's disgusting. Anyway, it's disgusting to eat. So I'm in the Bahamas just drinking like a fish. There was this enormous tuna. There was like a culinary event that they were cutting and you could hear the bones cracking. And I'm like, yeah, just throw it in my mouth. That's fine. I'm like getting drunk and I'm like, and I was so sick the next day. And I thought, oh, this must be all the shit I did the night before.
Yeah.
Well, I get home. Laura's not there. She's decided to just go to London randomly. It's a bad time for us.
Yeah.
And then I go, man, I feel fat. I can't put my pants on. And man, I'm hungry. And Laura's like calling me from London, like, taking a pregnancy test.
Wow.
Oh, so I go and I take the pregnancy test. I was pregnant.
Wow.
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 And so you didn't have to go through any of the IVF hoops that you kind of in your brain had planned.
Yeah.
And probably your pocketbook had planned.
Oh, sure.
It was just a strawberry margarita and a tuna fish, and you guys were set.
Just like we often mock about straight cis couples who just get to do it without any thought. Well, lucky for you. That worked out all the ways that you manifested.
She wasn't in the Bahamas with me. Like what we knocked it back. It was 6. Wait, she's 6 months pregnant.
That makes sense.
And we calculated it, but listen, her sperm was bent. They had bent tails, like they were just swimming in a circle. And somehow it still happened. And so I don't take that lightly. I'm very grateful for it. We got pretty lucky with that.
Kind of the way she likes to do cartwheels, apparently. So her sperm kind of do the same thing.
But also, like, your manifestation skills are at such a high level.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to manifest some things for Gavin.
Yes,
and I.
agreed.
Work on it.
Yeah. We'll start with Gavin's list is a little too long, so maybe we start with me. I think that is really cool.
Wait, so did Laura want to be a parent in the beginning too? Going back to your first date, was Laura also like, I'm down for this?
Honestly, no, I don't think so. But I think that we were very in love. And I think from that love, we wanted to have sort of that walking, talking representation of love. How naive we were.
The way you just said that, I was just giggling under the walking, talking representation of love. You mean that little kid who's just wiped their shit all over the wall? That's your man? Yeah.
I didn't know anything, okay? Now I know. But that's what we thought initially. And it was very sweet. And so I think she really wanted to basically have a family with me. And that was really touching. So that's kind of, I think, her journey with it.
So now that you're two moms, we haven't had a ton of lesbians on the show, but like, what does your daughter call you? Like, what do you?
Sure. So I am Mama, Mom, hey you, and then Laura is Maddie.
All right.
Maddie.
How come? Did your daughter name Laura Maddie?
No, that's what Laura wanted to be called.
Oh. So then, wait, can we go back to real quick for the biology a little bit?
He's a senior, Joanne. Give him a little bit of a second.
I'm a boomer. Okay, boomer. But I am curious because there will be people here who you're helping educate at least 3 people who listen to this podcast.
The 3 people, yeah. Now we know that there's 3.
But so then was the second that you knew you were pregnant, was Laura like, thank God, give me my drugs so I can go back to feeling like a normal person again?
She ended up taking her first shot when I was in the Bahamas. And that's because we ended up putting her sperm on ice. So it was sort of, so we, like what I had said, we were planning for IVF, for IUI. Right. So it's like, well, let's just put it on ice. But the irony of it is when we were at that sperm bank, I was pregnant. You know what I mean? Like
wild. Yeah.
I had no idea. What a dummy. I'm like those shows. I didn't know I was pregnant. And it's like, girl.
But she got to feel normal again, right? She got back to her normal. And that's
what I was going to say. Then she became the woman you met and everything was,
And everything was better. Yeah. And now we're just like Now it's a different thing. We have this like third wheel all the time, which we love so much. But that's a whole other like, okay, now we got to wrestle with this. We really haven't gotten a lot of downtime to be like, oh, can we get back to how we met? Because then there was the pandemic, right? My child was born 2019. So it's like, okay, 2020 pandemic and this and that. And so we're working on it, but we still love each other. And that's important.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
I will say that, like, we talked about this last episode too, but you and I are lucky because our kids, while they were born already alive in the pandemic, they were so young that they didn't have like what a lot of these kids had, where they missed their first grade or they missed their high school prom or whatever. They're not going to remember this at all. It's not going to have affected them, but we remember because we had a child in the middle of a global pandemic.
It was nuts. Yeah. And we lived in 550 square feet at the time too.
Yep. As you do when you've just moved to New York.
It was nutty. I can't believe she learned to walk in that apartment.
Because she basically could just like lean to touch one wall and lean to touch the other wall.
She learned how to walk there. Laura and I somehow didn't get divorced. Like she would watch Star Trek Voyager all the time and it really grated on me. But like she had her little station and I'd hear that freaking theme and I'm like, I cannot hear that song anymore. But we made it work.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so you told me when we talked the other day that your goal is to be the gay Martha Stewart.
Fingers crossed, baby.
How do we manifest this? Let's do this. How do we manifest this? And what is a gay Martha Stewart?
What is a gay Martha Stewart? I mean, it's like Martha, but she's gay and maybe even old. I think Martha is camp in her own way. We can all be camp.
Totally.
Right?
She has come around to the I think in like the 90s and maybe the early 2000s, she didn't think she was camp, but now I think she's come full circle and she gets the irony of herself.
Yeah, exactly.
I think when she started her association with Snoop. I think then she was like, okay, I'm a character now.
Absolutely. What it means for me is, I want to be able to write cookbooks, which I'm working on my first cookbook right now. It means that I want to have these kits just in every kitchen because I just know people are going to have fun with them. They're parent approved here, like we just talked about. And I want to be able to continue writing my memoirs. I would have many more stories. So for me, it means having the freedom to be this kind of fun personality that I like to be and all that, stuff. And then, honestly, not having to have a day job.
Hell yeah.
Well, you had told me too, which I really appreciated, which you said you wanted to have that Donna Reed feeling without the Donna Reed times, which I love.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because when I got that original kit off of Etsy, I was like, this kit would never fly now. It's a pan and a few dolls. That's not what people want. People want a full service thing. They want it all in one. And so when I made this kit, it's a delight to me. I mean, listen, I've even fulfilled a couple of orders for people just using the kit and it's so freaking easy. So for me, I was like, this brings joy. It's fun. And it's something I see myself continuing to grow. Like I eventually want my child to be the CEO of Doll Cakes.
Love that idea.
Yeah.
Make it happen. Awesome.
Yes.
So wrapping up here, I want to ask you, what is, we always ask, I will never forget the time when ... What is one of those stories about a parenting, you earned your parenting merit badge or a parenting fail that you'll never forget?
I'll never forget, speaking of the pandemic, how we still had our child's first birthday. Like we still had a guest list. We, because it was in the summertime. And so what we did is we rented out a space, which was for free because, everybody was like, whatever, just use it. And I had an Excel spreadsheet where I had timed when, waves of people would come, like 4 at a time.
Smart.
Yeah. And we were like dignitaries. Laura, me, and our child we were just behind a table really far away, like 12 feet away. And we would just wave as people would come by, like, here's the beatific child, everyone. Wave.
Hilarious.
And we had masks. We had to go cupcakes. I was still thinking of baking then, even when I hadn't started doll cakes. And I was very proud of that moment because I felt it was important to still celebrate. In fact, that was sort of my own way of being like, listen, we still have to commemorate these milestones.
Yeah, totally.
Because we're all human. We need to still do that. So I was very proud of that. Things I'm not proud of. Listen, I'm guilty every day. I have mom guilt every fucking day. And just for existing. My friend and I were just talking about that. Like, why do we have mom guilt? And she's like, because we exist. I'm like,
because you're breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're breathing. So I deal with that every day. Like even though I work from home, I'll be like, oh man, I'm not seeing her enough. It's like, you are. It's okay. You see her too much. Like, it's fine.
And she needs to see you pursuing your passions too, and know that you have your own life, and that's something to emulate.
And she's actually learned a lot through the doll cakes, which is kind of cool. Like, because we are very diverse. We do a lot of different diverse events and all this. And I think through the dolls, she's actually becoming kind of a really good person. Studies have shown even that dolls will promote diversity and just kind of like goodwill towards other people. Not to get too preachy. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying that it actually is a good learning tool. So the fact that I can combine my business with teaching my daughters some really great lessons is kind of great.
Yeah, and listen, only, as they say, only good parents think they're bad parents, which is such a, like, I love hearing that.
That was very Gavin of you, David.
It is very Gavin of me. And with that, we must bid you adieu. Thank you so much for stopping by and demeaning yourself by being on our stupid little podcast. Where can people find you, find your books, find your cakes? Tell us.
Yes, people can find doll cakes at dollcakes.com, DAWL, dollcakes.com. They can find my book on Amazon. It's called Preconceptions. You can only search for it, Preconceptions, Joanne Spataro. I don't know why, but they can find it on there. It's an audio-only edition. It's really good. And they can drop me a line. They can always say hi to me on Instagram, at dollcakes. Come find me.
Awesome. Thank you so
Joanne.
much for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, so my something great this week, I had alluded to, we had traveled a lot lately, and we most recently went to a family's lake house. My in-laws have a lake house, and they were so kind and generous to bring us all the kids and their families out to this house, and we had this incredible week together where we were swimming and boating and playing on the beach, and it was like, dragging behind the little inflatable raft, you know, that throws you in the air and everything. It was just so fun. It was so fun to watch my kids and my brother-in-law and sister-in-law's kids, cousins, basically develop. They were having a Taylor Swift dance party upstairs. They turned on Alexa really loud, and it was this whole thing. And it was just like this dream trip. And I love my sister-in-law, who's a listener, who's our listener.
Oh, all right.
Who also gave birth to Emmett. She was our first surrogate. She was there with her family, and it was just a dream. It was just so fun. We love each other so much. We only get to see each other about once a year. But it was so great. And I was in a lake every day for a week, which was so fun. So yeah, that was my something great.
And also being able to bond with family like that is so important, whether it's the family you're given or the family you make. And sometimes it takes a lot of effort, but being able to have the kids together and frankly babysit each other for a little bit and just so that the parents can go and kvetch and say, hey, we should start a podcast about complaining about our children. So mine is water-based as well. Earlier this week, we are not traveling. We haven't done any travel this summer, partly because we live in a really nice summer place and we kind of save our pennies to go away, hopefully in the winter. But we're getting a little stir crazy. And so my partner said, you got to take a day off work because my weekends are still kind of like, the shed has to be painted. The caulking has to be done around the bathtub. And we haven't had a lot of just lazy sit around days. And so he's like, you got to take a day off and let's go to a beach with waves, which means we got to drive to another state, Rhode Island, not very far away. And we took the day off and we were at a beach with waves. My daughter came kicking and screaming, but I couldn't get her out of the water. And she and my son were just like boogie boarding. And it was the best. Like those simple summer pleasures of a beach, if you're lucky enough to be near one, and family being together, brings a tear to my eye. But before David vomits or has a seizure from his eyes going up, that's our show. If you have any comments, suggestions, or general compliments, you can email us at GaytriarchsPodcast@gmail.com.
Or you can DM us on Instagram. We are at GaytriarchsPodcast. On the internet, David is at David FM Vaughn everywhere, and Gavin is at Gavin Lodge on nothing.
Please leave us a glowing 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts.
Thanks, and we'll pay $1,000 with you next time on another episode of Gaytriarchs.